Emotional intelligence, often abbreviated as EQ, has become one of the most critical factors employers evaluate during interviews. Unlike technical skills that can be easily taught, emotional intelligence reflects your ability to understand and manage emotions, both your own and others. In today's collaborative work environment, EQ determines how effectively you navigate workplace relationships, handle conflicts, and manage professional challenges. The 5 core EQ skills that interviewers assess are self-awareness, which involves understanding your own emotions and their impact on others. Empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of colleagues. Social skills, which encompass communication and relationship building. Emotional regulation, the capacity to manage your emotions under pressure. And interpersonal effectiveness, which is about building strong professional relationships. These skills are not just nice to have, they are essential for leadership roles, team collaboration, and overall career success. Self-awareness forms the foundation of emotional intelligence. It involves recognizing your emotional triggers, understanding how your behavior affects others, and being open to feedback about your performance. During interviews, employers probe your self-awareness through questions like, "Tell me about a time you received difficult feedback," or "How do you handle stress and pressure?" They want to see if you can honestly assess your strengths and weaknesses without being overly critical or defensive. Interviewers look for candidates who demonstrate recognition of personal triggers that might cause emotional reactions, the ability to reflect on their behavior and learn from mistakes, understanding of their emotional patterns and how they impact work performance, and genuine openness to feedback and continuous growth. Strong self-awareness means you can identify when you are becoming frustrated, stressed, or overwhelmed, and you have strategies to manage these emotions effectively. It also means you understand how your communication style, work habits, and emotional reactions affect your colleagues and team dynamics. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, making it crucial for building strong workplace relationships. Interviewers assess empathy through behavioral questions such as, "Describe a time you helped a colleague who was struggling," or "Tell me about dealing with an upset customer or client." These questions evaluate your capacity for active listening, which involves giving full attention to others and demonstrating genuine concern for their situations. Perspective taking is another key component, where you show ability to see situations from different viewpoints, even when you disagree. Emotional support scenarios reveal how you provide comfort and assistance during difficult times without judgment. Empathetic individuals excel at reading nonverbal cues, understanding unspoken concerns, and responding appropriately to others' emotional needs. They create psychological safety in teams by making colleagues feel heard and valued. In customer-facing roles, empathy helps resolve conflicts and build lasting relationships. During interviews, share specific examples that demonstrate how you recognized someone else's emotional state, took action to help or support them, and achieved positive outcomes through your empathetic response. Social skills encompass your ability to communicate effectively, build relationships, and work collaboratively with diverse teams. Interview questions like, "How do you build rapport with new team members?" or "Describe your approach to giving constructive feedback," assess these capabilities. Social skills have 3 core components. Communication, which includes clear expression of ideas, active listening, and adaptability to different communication styles. Collaboration, involving team building, consensus building, and effective partnership with colleagues. And leadership, which encompasses influence, motivation, and conflict resolution abilities. Strong social skills enable you to navigate complex workplace dynamics, build trust with stakeholders, and facilitate productive team interactions. You can adjust your communication style based on your audience, whether speaking with executives, peers, or direct reports. Effective social skills also include knowing when to speak up in meetings, how to disagree respectfully, and ways to encourage participation from quieter team members. These skills are particularly important in cross-functional projects, where you must coordinate efforts across different departments with varying priorities and working styles. Emotional regulation is your ability to manage and control your emotional responses, especially in challenging or high-pressure situations. Interviewers evaluate this skill through questions like, describe a time you had to stay calm in a crisis, or how do you handle criticism or rejection? They want to understand your coping mechanisms and resilience. Key regulation strategies include pause and reflect techniques, where you take time to process situations before reacting impulsively. Reframing, which involves finding alternative perspectives on challenging situations to reduce negative emotional impact. And stress management, using specific techniques to maintain composure under pressure. Emotional regulation does not mean suppressing emotions or pretending they do not exist. Instead, it means acknowledging your feelings while choosing appropriate responses. For example, if you receive harsh criticism, regulation means feeling the initial sting of disappointment while choosing to ask clarifying questions rather than becoming defensive. Strong emotional regulation helps you maintain professional relationships during conflicts, make rational decisions under pressure, and recover quickly from setbacks or failures. Interpersonal effectiveness combines all other EQ skills to create meaningful, productive professional relationships. Interview questions such as, how do you handle disagreements with colleagues? Or, describe building relationships with stakeholders, assess your overall relationship management abilities. This skill focuses on 3 key areas: relationship building, which involves creating trust and mutual respect with colleagues across all organizational levels; boundary management, balancing assertiveness with collaboration to maintain healthy professional boundaries; and cultural awareness, adapting your communication and relationship approach across diverse teams and backgrounds. Interpersonally effective individuals excel at reading group dynamics, understanding informal organizational structures, and navigating office politics professionally. They build networks that support both their own and their organization's success. These professionals can disagree without damaging relationships, provide honest feedback while maintaining trust, and collaborate effectively with people who have different working styles or cultural backgrounds. During interviews, demonstrate interpersonal effectiveness by sharing examples of how you have built lasting professional relationships, resolved conflicts while preserving working relationships, and adapted your approach to work successfully with diverse personalities and backgrounds. The STAR method provides a structured framework for answering behavioral interview questions about emotional intelligence. STAR stands for situation, task, action, and result. Situation involves setting the context and background for your example, providing enough detail for the interviewer to understand the circumstances. Task explains your specific responsibility or the challenge you faced in that situation. Action describes the concrete steps you took to address the situation, focusing on your emotional intelligence skills. Result shares the outcome and, importantly, the lessons you learned from the experience. When using STAR for EQ responses, focus heavily on the emotional aspects of your examples. Highlight how you recognized emotions in yourself and others, describe the emotional intelligence skills you used, explain your thought process during challenging moments, and reflect on what you learned about emotional management. For instance, instead of just saying you resolved a conflict, explain how you noticed the other person's frustration, chose to listen actively before responding, managed your own defensive reactions, and what you learned about preventing similar conflicts in the future. The key is showing self-reflection and growth from emotional experiences. Success in emotional intelligence interviews requires authentic preparation and strategic thinking. 4 key success strategies will set you apart. Be authentic in sharing emotions by discussing real feelings and genuine reactions rather than providing textbook answers. Use specific, detailed examples that include emotional context, your internal thought process, and the impact on relationships. Show growth and self-reflection by explaining what you learned from each experience and how it changed your approach. And connect examples to job requirements by choosing stories that demonstrate the EQ skills most relevant to the specific role. Your preparation checklist should include practicing STAR method responses for each EQ skill area, preparing 2 to 3 compelling stories per emotional intelligence skill, reviewing the job description to identify EQ keywords and requirements, and practicing emotional vocabulary to articulate feelings and reactions precisely. Remember that emotional intelligence interviews are not about proving you never make mistakes or never feel negative emotions. Instead, they are about demonstrating that you can recognize emotions, learn from experiences, and continuously improve your interpersonal effectiveness. Successful candidates show vulnerability while maintaining professionalism, display genuine self-awareness, and provide concrete examples of emotional growth and learning.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit CodeLucky.com for more such useful content.